But I was happy to drop in for however many episodes this lasts and bestow my glorious knowledge upon the world.
Well, we did it. We are here. The 5th episode of Flyover State of Film. No one thought we would get here. Simple as that. Coming from two guys with a family, one guy with a girlfriend that could have a family, and a guy who's the most inconsistent person on the internet there is. No one thought this was going to happen. But we're here, guys, and we're celebrating our 5th episode with my beautiful crew that I have here. Guys, let's have a nice clap for this 5th episode. We are here! Woo!
So right, I'm old, and I got a life and a family. I have barely been releasing my own shit.
I got you. Yeah, it should be fun, but it needs to be seamless to be fun.
Right, if you're gonna spearhead this thing, you gotta be on the ball. Like I said, 3 episodes tops. And I'll be shocked if there's more than one air.
Ha 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 ha. Not wrong.
I hate how good your impression is. Damn.
Flyover State of Film was shot in front of a live studio audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, they said it would never happen. I said it would never happen.
Well, like I said, 3 episodes tops.
But here we are, our 50th episode, Flyover State of Film, baby. My boys are here. Everybody, what's up?
Yay! Ceremonial pops.
Hell yeah, pop that top.
Man,
Water because I drank beer the last couple times, and
50 episodes. I mean, we've done flybys, we've done reactions, we've
50
done
regular episodes. But yeah, we've put out so much content, free content, no Patreon,
True.
no
Bi-weekly,
see me with my tin
2+
cup
years.
clanging during the pandemic.
Hey,
Well, all of a
guys.
sudden, hey guys, even though it's the worst economic time in recent memory, I just decided I think I'm going to start a brand new Patreon. So go ahead and sign up for that to get my hot takes. Pew, 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 pew.
Trust me, this is how you're going to support me and my expenditures. And it's hosting and storing things costs a lot of money for a free YouTube account.
correct.
I'm just gonna leave this group and do the exact same shit on my own channel. So pay me.
But you get freedom to write essays no one asked for.
Don't forget your
That's-
chart. New charts.
Yeah, but
Man,
in
it's
the
not-
90s happened, Joe.
I mean, listen, did they? I can't wait for your video on how The Sandlot actually depicts the Trump presidency.
Oh my God. Okay. This channel, you know what? Shut it down. 50 episodes and out. We're done. Guys, it's over. Let's move into some less depressing things than the Trump presidency. Guys, the Snyder boys, they got what they wanted and they're still mad, okay? They're not. What a surprise. This will come as no shock to you. They are not, it's not good enough. Because it was never about getting to see the movie. It was about having their opinion respected, and they can't force you to do that. They wanted you to be like, when this got announced, they wanted you to like bow your head and be like, well, you were just right. I literally had somebody say to me, you lost. What the fuck did I lose? I didn't campaign to not have a shitty movie come out, you moron.
And the movie came out.
That's the whole thing now too. It's like they they're the ones who made people like us get mad at the fact that people want to Snyder
Oh,
cut
that you
because
mad, bro?
I don't
You
care.
mad, bro?
I think that Snyder, in unfortunate events, took him away from it. He got the movie stolen from him. But this,
Arguably, they were looking to remove him anyway, and they
Yeah,
used
I
this
would
as
say
like a
there's.
way to work around it.
I was gonna say there's so much revisionist history there because I remember the reports before this tragedy also being like, yeah, like they're spending a lot of money on reshoots to try to like really
I
like
feel like it's
Tone
adhere
it
more one of
down.
those. Doesn't it feel like more one of those situations? I'm not trying to be conspiratorial at all, but like when people in positions of power get fired, they don't get fired. They get a chance to resign. And I'm not saying that what happened to Zack Snyder wasn't terrible, but it's like they all kind of use this like cover, this opportunity to be like, we'll just let this slide now. And it's really for, and then,
Yeah.
you know, Zack Snyder gets what he needs, which is time off, and that's good. But WB gets the chance to come off looking like a good guy, even though they wanted to fire this guy and they're actually pieces of shit.
and like
You know what I mean? It feels like a bit of a smokescreen. Like,
I
it
have,
doesn't
I
take
have two
away from the
things.
tragedy, but I'm just saying corporations are bad.
well, and
I
the
had to-
movie lost a ton of money.
No, and no, two things. One is what Brian said. Obviously, a few months ago, fucking tits out, Aquaman started talking about release a Snyder
Yay!
Cut. So obviously, WB was saying, "Hey, start like
Right, he
rekindling
wouldn't
the
even have done
fire."
that if he didn't have the
No,
okay.
no.
don't be a dumbass thinking, "Oh, he's one of us." No, he's trying to make money. And the second thing is that everybody was like, "Oh, I told you so." Yet they have to pay him $20 million to do reshoots
Yeah.
and edits and
Well, that's the thing.
rendering.
The Snyder Cut doesn't exist
Doesn't
right
exist.
now. He's
Oh my
making a
God,
new
these
movie with
people are so
existing
fucking dumb.
material.
It was an
and he's gonna
assembly
reshoot
cut.
special features. But
Do
this
you
whole
know what-
again, you're gonna have a lot of revisionist history of people like it always existed, and they're just gonna open the vault and let us have it. Like it never was a thing.
It wasn't scored.
Like WB is gonna be like in a back alley handing you a fucking USB disc.
Hey, what
But
you want?
WB,
Some of this?
like,
Huh?
they're not. It's HBO Max paying out for this, right? They're putting
Yeah,
the money down because
I
Warner
mean-
Brothers already lost so much money on
Yes.
Justice
Yeah,
League.
but it's the same umbrella. It's just
Yeah,
different
there's-
name,
there's-
but it's the same.
Okay,
Oh, they're
you know
all
who
the same company. Okay, I didn't. I guess that
Yeah.
makes sense.
You know who are the
Yeah.
people I have a real problem with? It's the ones that we were talking about, but then it's also those fucking pseudo journalists who are now like, "That's so great. They did that now. Why don't we just start getting cuts of everything else? Fuck that! Like every new day, it's a
The
new
right lesson is not going to get learned. What a
Yeah.
surprise!
it's a new journo being like, yeah. So Ayers
Oh,
has
they're
a
already
cut,
playing footsie with David Ayer. Like,
And
dude,
then-
that movie was trash.
and
Like
then
everything about that movie is so fucking
Who's-
bad.
I do like how someone tweeted at Josh Trank of like, "We're gonna get your Fantastic Four," and he just went, "No." All right,
See, I
that's
respect
funny.
that
I
so
do
much.
too.
And also, it's like you've
He would still
seen
come out
Red.
and torpedo it at the rate of the.
Yeah, we
He should have just replied like, "Have you seen Capone?"
yeah.
Dude, I'm not going to get to make another movie.
Well, the whole thing with like Ayer is, with Ayer is that we didn't get with Snyder. Snyder had an idea, a script written. He just didn't have the effects done and enough stuff filmed. Ayer filmed everything. We know what we're missing. Do we really care that Killer Croc threw up in the plane for an extra 5 seconds? Like,
Right, and a lot of that is
Yeah,
already
you're
in the
absolutely right,
extended
TJ.
cut, right? There's
Yeah.
more Harley and Joker stuff in that extended cut. It was
Yeah.
bad. I remember seeing it. It was bad.
I
It was
also-
even worse. I was like, much like with Batman Superman, I was like, oh, congratulations, you made it longer and worse.
the
Yeah.
less
I
Leto,
also,
the better.
I also like. I think it was this fucking Paul Feig was joking when he was like, "I have a three and a half hour cut of Ghostbusters." Like, I think he was kind of joking.
Do you know, I think he was joking when he said that, but I don't think he was joking when he was
No.
like blaming the Trump era for the and Hillary hate for the the bad performance of that movie.
Oh, did
Like,
he just
yes,
do that
misogyny
recently?
played a part, but
That movie sucked.
come on, man, that's dumb. Don't be
And you
bandwagon
know the
jumping
extra
like
films-
that. Like,
Yeah,
I
the
didn't even
extra
see he
footage
did
is
that.
How many? This is an honest question. How many people that have been campaigning all these years for this fucking movie will like it versus like it because they have to because they've been campaigning?
oh well, yeah, all of them will say they like it, but what do you
60-40.
think the
I say like
actual
30-70.
ratio is? Well,
Yeah,
how do you
60-40.
even work on that? Because you have to factor in the people who already don't like the other movies, but are like locked into their fandom so hard they can't, like, they'll never come out with it. You know? And then
I'm
how
gonna
many
watch
more of those people will then not like this new Snyder cut?
I'm gonna wait till TJ watches it, and then have him tell me it wasn't that bad for like 4 months, and then I might watch it.
I'm gonna do just one thing. I'll do everyone one favor with this one. I'm gonna watch it. One tweet. That's all you're getting out of me for the entire thing. One tweet, and then I'm fucking done with Snyder Cut forever. One tweet whenever this movie comes out.
I don't know though. It's like I can't lie. It is fun to get the Snyder Cut kids riled up. They can't stop like saying dumb shit and being
They
fucking
search for
weirdos
the
and stuff.
hashtag.
It's and I never like search that. They always respond to me,
Mm-hmm.
but
They were fun.
No.
That was fun yesterday. I deleted my one thing because I realized when someone goes to look at the photos I posted, personal.
Now, are you guys gonna deal
you gotta
with?
hop over to the Mets King account for that, baby.
You're right.
I wonder what the internet's gonna be.
Where did
like
this guy just pop in out of nowhere for?
There's just an asshole shooting diarrhea out of it.
That's just
Yeah, but HBO Max has shown its thirst with both of those cuts and the Friends reunion that's costing them so many fucking millions of dollars, and now it's suspended for indefinitely due to the coronavirus. So that's not even paying off.
yeah.
But I don't know. Do you think? I see myself like renting it for like a month whenever I want to binge watch a series. But will HBO be as successful as Disney or Netflix?
Wait, or Quibi? You mean?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot.
I think they're going to offer a really nice movie variety, and I think their shows are going to run a little stale at first, meaning once everyone gets over, like, oh, Friends is on here, whatever else, it's going to be like, I don't know, it's just how every other streaming service
I
is.
mean,
Until you
access
start
to the
rolling
older
out,
HBO stuff, like Sopranos and Oz and The
but it's free
Wire,
everywhere
that'll
else
be
right
cool.
now. It's
But are
free
you still
everywhere else.
getting? Are you still getting the new Saturday night movie? Like every Saturday night they have the newest release and stuff like that. You're getting
Well,
that.
I think
too.
HBO Go is going to still exist for HBO subscribers.
Yeah, it's like I have or HBO now. That's what I have.
Yeah, same Like, I think
Yeah,
it's going
same difference. Yeah,
yeah.
so I'm wondering,
will-
like, obviously it's not going to switch over, but
But will those premiere movies also be a Max?
Yeah, probably. I don't see why not.
So if they needed like new movies, let's say like from a video game from the 1970s to randomly appear on their feed, like what video game would you like to see? I guess.
No, you're not segueing in my episode. Fuck that. This is my house.
I still have more to say about a streaming
That's not the
platform.
topic I want to talk about. I think I want to talk about something else.
All right, that was such a fucking good segue, though.
It wasn't even that good. It was like a C.
It was fine.
It's fine. We can talk about that topic.
Fuck
I really
you,
don't
Joe.
care.
When have you ever
I'm
segued?
gonna step on that segue purposefully because I don't like how bold you're being.
All right.
I'm not good at math, and I brought up to the guys since this episode is our 50th anniversary, and the movie we are watching is a video game movie. I originally thought of, okay, what's a video game movie that's come out in the last 50 years that we could pitch that we'd want to see? And Brian was smart to say, no, well, 1970s, 50 years ago, so let's do video games from the 70s.
But I bet we've done something like that, right?
Yeah, we've done something like that. So now, guys, we're just going to pitch a movie from a video game based out of the 70s, preferably, I guess, Atari. I think it was Coleco is the other one, too? Or is that older? Newer? Coleco? Yeah.
ColecoVision?
Yeah, I'm not going to go first.
I mean, a lot of these were arcade stand-ups. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of times you had to go out to see some of these.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start off with the man that was born in this decade.
I was
Man
not.
that was... How you know I was talking about you? Brian, start it off, baby. I was a teenager when this came out.
That's right. All these
What you
movies
got,
are from my early teens.
Talk to me.
Well, we talked a little bit about one. I don't want to steal it, but like you mentioned, Death Race.
Yeah.
The movie Death Race actually came out in 1975, so it predates the game.
Oh wow.
But the game is different. Like Death Race, the movie is like a crazy race where the cars try, on a long trip try to fuck with each other. The Death Race video game is like an arena where a car drives around and tries to hit people. Like basically, you're a person running away, and a car is like driving around. A little like
Oh.
5-pixel car is just driving around. Like one person is the person running away, or one person is the car. I'm not sure how. I was watching some gameplay on that, and it looked interesting. I'm not gonna lie, I was into it, but I was like, okay, let's do that. It's the 1970s, so let's get William Friedkin, right? He's like peak powers. Let's do like a Saw type movie where a crazy person traps you in this like windowless arena, and then a car just like headlights come on and it's careening around, and you're trying to get away, and there's things to keep you from leaving or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I'm in a loose framework here. I'm not the master filmmaker. I'll leave that to Bill Friedkin. And I thought in The Star, no matter what the movie in the late 70s, you're talking about a late 20s Kurt Russell, baby. That's who I'm putting in there.
Well, I like the sound of that one. So you're doing
But he was on his Disney contract.
Well, this could be a Disney movie.
I'm just saying, man.
I don't know if the timeline doesn't match up. This is like the late 70s. He was out of that by then.
Okay.
He makes the thing in 82.
This is his break into being a bad boy.
Right. This is like his crossover hit.
I mean, no,
he's
the lead, or is he the killer?
No, he would be like the survivor dude.
Oh, he's still a good boy.
Yeah.
He's still a pretty boy.
But he'll be like hard. He'll have to survive some shit.
Can the killer be O.J. Simpson's first acting role?
No, I would want somebody older. It's going to
Brian Dennehy.
I mean, let's bring back Max von Sydow in old age makeup from The Exorcist.
Emma Welch. He's gonna be the killer.
How old was he in the late 70s? I don't know. In 1970, he was looking pretty spry and beneath the Planet of the Apes. Who's the guy in our character? Planet of the Apes.
Who's the guy in our character bracket? Who's really old? Who's in Avengers? And God damn it!
Oh, Harry
Dean Stanton. Yeah, that'd be good. Sure, I'm into that.
Make a Tom Act.
All right, who's next? Yusef, since you were so gung-ho to get your little segue in there, you want to jump in on this one?
So, hello, HBO. I'm talking directly to you. I guess they stomped on my fucking pitch. I picked Hunt the Wumpus.
Never heard of this.
This is a text-based action-adventure game. There's a series of caves that are connected by tunnels. There are 20 caves, and one of them, there's a Wumpus.
Wumpus, like the thing in Empire Strikes Back.
It's a monster.
It's a Wumpus.
And the other two, there's 20. One, there's a Wumpus. Two, there's a bottomless pit that you're gonna die if you walk in. And then the other one contains super bats that will pick you up and throw you in a random cave. So I read that one. I love the name Wumpus, like striking fear into the hearts of all teenagers across the world. But I just envisioned the darkness of the cave. The monster could be fucking amazing. And my team, there's gonna be a team hunting down the Wumpus. Is Sidney Poitier, Roy Schneider, and John Cassavetes. The monster is gonna be played by Carl Stryken, who is Lurch in Addams Family, like the huge dude.
Right
just like slather him up in prosthetics, and it's gonna be written and directed by John Carpenter. Because The Thing, he really does know how to capture darkness and monsters and really shoot a great prosthetic scene. I feel like it's gonna be really hard R. A lot of people are gonna die. Unfortunately, Sydney's gonna die first because it's of the time. We gotta keep it of the time. The black guy has to die first. And I've fallen in love with John Cassavetes. If you've never seen a movie from John, I recommend it. He's kind of like the original Daniel Day-Lewis or the original Joaquin Phoenix now. And I would have loved to see him in like a horror movie, just go ham. But yeah, that's my pitch. HBO, get that Wampus. Greenlit it.
Do you want like a special cut of this too at the end?
As long as they give me like final cut, I'm good. It's my artistic vision. How about you, Joe?
Oh, I haven't.
Joe,
Yeah.
that's it. He's done. He said.
Oh, okay, good. That was a segue.
See, that's the segue. That's the segue.
Yeah.
You
All
fucking.
right. So I'm gonna take.
That's how we segue, guys.
I'm gonna unplug my headphones if you guys can mute yourselves for this.
Oh, here goes. We should have saved you for last.
Don, a farmer from Illinois, has to take his family on the dangerous road in order to live a better life. Everything is fine and well until his youngest Daniel gets dysentery. A rough world, and it's a race for a better life and health on the Oregon Trail, starring Gene Hackman, Lee Merriweather, directed by Clint Eastwood.
So you're getting young Clint Eastwood to get. Is this like his first directing role?
It will be a earlier directorial debut. He did a couple early movies back then, and this seemed right up. It really put his meat hooks into this.
I realized that there's no like character names in Oregon Trail. It's like Gene Hackman as I don't know Pa. Like what's his name?
Well, I said Don because Don is the original creator of Oregon Trail in my research. But yeah, they'd probably say Pa. And it would just be a disgruntled West. It'd be very much like a 70s version of The Road, just about 19th century, just in more 19th century aesthetic and more of a. It would be more of a Western.
Attacked by some racist stereotypes of indigenous people.
Yeah, and people would be like, "Wow,
circle the wagon."
Right. You have one of the little daughters shit herself to death. You might. That's how that game goes. That's what's up. Yeah. Oregon Trail.
You might cross a really deep river, and your horses might float away and die.
Yeah.
You don't know, guys. I mean,
I like somebody who doesn't pack. I like the scene where the person who doesn't pack their wagon right. You know what I mean? And they fail because they didn't bring the right things. You got to stay true to the game.
It's so linear, just point A to point B.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's exactly my thought too. Fury Road, that shit. George Miller was active in the 70s. Let's just have him make Oregon Trail instead of Thunderdome.
I feel like you get a prime Gene. Gene Hackman, just all dirty it up, and people would be like, "Wow."
But do you have Gene before French Connection or after French? Is he bringing Popeye energy into this?
This is right after French Connection.
That's genius.
This is like
they filmed it, that big Popeye energy.
Yeah, they filmed it in the same time, but this gets released after, and they're like, "Holy shit, we have a star on our hands."
And he again, Popeye Doyle got to use a lot of racist language. He'll get to bring that over to talk about the natives.
There'll be some words said.
Oh yeah,
but it's all okay. I mean, because it was just a different time.
Well, the 70s was a big time for acting like you respected indigenous people, but also weirdly kind of performatively. Trying to take their culture for yourself. There's a lot of weird shit going on with Native people in the 70s.
It would be awesome if this came out after Marlon Brando sacrifices Oscar for the indigenous people, and then you would just go full ham making fun of
just the shit. Whoa. It's all Italian guys
nominated. Nominated for an Oscar.
Full back to spaghetti western style. It's all Italian guys playing Native Americans and stuff. Oh shit, that's awesome.
There's a really important scene. You see him being a piece of shit to all the indigenous throughout the movie. There's an important scene where he has a little bit of heart. He lends some piece of his wagon equipment to an indigenous person. Some a pot or something.
Does he have a wife?
That shows his heart. Yeah, his wife is Lee Merriweather, Catwoman.
So her name's okay, never mind. I was gonna say her
name's Magda.
Karen?
Not Magda. Women weren't named.
I think what it is, he probably
Parents
sees
and, like,
that one of
indigenous
the
people.
one of the native he relates because they also one of their children also shits themselves to death from dysentery,
Yeah.
and he's like, you and I are both fathers. I relate to you now. I see you as a person.
Yes.
That's the arc. There we go. We found
man.
it. That's
All right,
the one.
TA. I
It's
think
just-
we have Wampus. We have little kids dying of dysentery. We have death race. What do you have for us?
I can't. I don't think I can top any of these. I probably should have went first. The first one I was thinking of is like Space Invaders, and it's like this kid's really good at it, and then these aliens come down. They're like, "Hey, we need someone to help
Wait,
protect us."
isn't
You're
that
really good.
isn't that a that's already a movie?
So I was
Plot of the
thinking
Last
that one.
Starfighter. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
uh-huh.
I was thinking,
that's
I was thinking
already
of that one.
a
And then there was
movie.
like this. There's this another game where it's about like war strategy and stuff like that, and the kid actually hacks into like the U.S.
That's already a movie too.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
well,
War
so
Games.
so what I settled on was Atari football. A sadistic warden asks a former pro quarterback now serving time in his prison to put together a team of inmates to take on and get pummeled by the guards. So I'm gonna have
TJ,
yeah.
uh,
You need to shut up. This is my
TJ.
time, Yusuf. This is my time.
Wait, I want to hear his casting. I bet
talk,
he's got a
man.
mustachioed leading man.
Yeah. So the lead
Yeah,
character.
Tom
I'm thinking-
Atkins.
in my head, I'm like, I need a name. Paul, J. Crew. Sure, I'm wearing a J. Paul Crew. I was like, Burt Reynolds would probably be perfect for that role. Like in the '70s, I think he was just like taking off then.
Yep.
Eddie Albert could be Warden Hazen. That was his name I just picked up out of my head. Ed Lauder could play Captain.
Are you reading IMDb right now?
I'm not
Guys,
reading anything.
I'm not gonna lie. That was a pretty good bit, but I'm gonna step on it and segue to our next thing.
Guys, this bit has killed me.
Yes.
I'm glad, and you've sold it really well because you said the thing about not going last, and then it's good that you went last. See, that's how we do it on this show. People who
and
don't
also-
watch this show are really missing out. This is a good show, guys. I think
I'm
this is
adding
good.
no distance.
So HBO has a lot of movies like coming out. What would happen if a movie from a video game from
Shut up, Yusef. Joe, can you tell us about your topic today?
Yeah. So, what's a movie on with celebrating our 50th episode? 50 is the magic number.
Yeah.
I hope you had 50 on your on your bingo card because you're hammered right now. What's a movie with a Rotten Tomato score of 50% you love? I want to start with
You raised your hand. That's very sweet.
Raise his hand.
Jumanji.
That's it.
That's a
Original
flat-
Jumanji only has 50%.
Flat
brutal.
50.
That's
Robin
brutal.
Williams, Helen Hunt, fucking
Not Helen Hunt, Bonnie Hunt.
Bonnie.
Bonnie Hunt. Jeez.
I'm sorry, all white people.
Although I bet Twister has a 50. Did anybody check on Twister?
Oh,
That's right now.
but yeah, I mean, fuck, come on, it's a fucking.
Oh, Jumanji, that's a travesty. That's a great movie.
You get early Snaggletooth Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby, no,
Baby Shark Teeth.
Castle Teeth.
Hey, also underrated BB Newworth cameo in that movie. I mean, where I get my
Stepmother, is it?
the
57.
aunt who inherits the kids.
Yeah, great special effects.
Who inherits the kids?
I'm blanking on the cop.
David Allen Greer.
David
David Allen Greer, hilarious. He has
and
great
hilarious in a
reaction.
movie that already stars Robin Williams. That should be noted. Like if you can be memorably funny in a movie that has Robin Williams in the lead, that should be that you should get.
Well, he's got one of the best screams. One of the best screams you'll hear on.
When he sees the animals running at him, that is fucking
You're doing well.
and Robin Williams really captures that magic that he kind of captures in other movies, but that
Hook.
Man-child energy that he can really harness, because since he was technically a kid raised in the jungle, he really didn't mature into manhood that well. So I
To be fair, I don't think the newer movies do him justice. He paints it as a much scarier world
Yes.
than what we see in the new movies. It looks kind of fun.
Well, I think you gotta
Listen.
live in it in the newer movies. That's why, like, we have to actually see it.
And also,
so
he
it does.
was really young when he got there too,
Yeah, no, and he
and he was
paints
a
a
pampered
picture.
rich kid and shit.
Yeah, Parrish. The shoes. I always loved how fucking ugly those shoes are.
Yo, if they came out with those like they do with the Nike,
They
no
could have
laces,
made so much money.
so
if-
much fucking
Make
money.
some hush puppies. Go get yourself some
Yeah.
loafers.
Because it also it looks like the Barclays, like it looks like the Ewings and the Barclays from back in
Because
the
they
day.
were.
Yeah.
That's probably what they were.
That's great.
Yeah. But yeah, that's me. That's mine. TJ, what's up with you, my man?
Man, this is tough because this is my wheelhouse. This is all TJ's
It's
movies
true,
right
this is
here.
where TJ lives.
So
Oh, you'd be so disappointed with my take.
I love Kevin. No, I'm not gonna take it. I have like so many written down, but I gotta narrow it down. So
Well, we'll
one
do
that
a
I
round two. Just pick one, and we'll do it. We'll do a round two.
Oh yeah, I
a
got
couple calls.
another one. Yeah.
cool. For me as a kid, this movie had a great soundtrack. I mean, now maybe it doesn't hold up as much. It's got a great kid actor. It's got a very spiritual meaning to it, and just man, animal, Free Willy. Free Willy hits so many spots.
Nice.
This is like maybe the third movie I saw in theaters, like '93, I think it was. But like when you see the kid on the rocks and the arm and the whale going, my heart, this whole movie. I mean, it's so. I mean, I guess it was way before its time with like freeing creatures and that are being abused in these fucking sea worlds and stuff like that.
I mean,
But don't know,
it is way before Blackfish.
Yeah. I mean,
that Michael
definitely.
Jackson soundtrack.
Oh, the Michael Jackson song is a slap. Hate him. Great song.
Yeah, but Michael
What
Jackson.
song is it? What song is it?
They play it before the movie even comes. There's like a message about like Wales. I'll be there. I think it is.
Oh, okay.
Hold me. Coming in.
No,
Hold
be-
me.
Yeah. It's like "Be My Friend" or something like that. God, I can't remember.
Yeah, I listened to it this weekend.
Yeah,
It's like a
Go out
party
and
song.
search on YouTube. Find the Free Willy
What is
music
it?
video. I'm sure it exists.
I think it's called Hold Me.
For sure. Probably.
yeah, something like
Joe, what do you got for us?
that.
What do you got for us?
Oh, I'm going. Oh, all right, sweet. All right, I'm into it.
You.
Okay.
Damn.
Since I know we're
Damn,
going to
he
do a
body
round two, I
checked
wanted to talk about a movie that this is definitely one that nobody but me will have seen. But I saw it on this list and it cracked me up. It holds a special place in my heart. So when I was like in my early 20s, I was working as a server and a bartender at a Ruby Tuesday, and a girl we got hired, and she was always talking about this movie she had made, this movie she was in, and she brought in this Fangoria magazine where she was interviewed and whatever. And I was like, okay, that's cool. That's kind of weird. And so then the movie comes out and we saw it, and I still have it. It's called Flesh for the Beast, and it's like a real B horror movie with like,
Of course,
you know,
TJ's seen it.
Yeah,
it's literally definitely one of those ones you would see on Red Letter Media. Like it would make it to that show. It's that level. And the girl, it was like the movie's like whatever. It's pretty bad, but she gets like fully naked, and I was like, oh damn, we used to work together. I did not.
Oh, that rules.
I did not mentally prepare. Oh yeah, it was excellent at the same time, but you were like, oh man, I did not see this coming.
You didn't tell me this.
Yeah,
was the
she
title
left
of
that part out, but hey, I guess she got to be an actress. But not to bum everybody out, but she was still working at a gas station down the street from that same Ruby Tuesdays like 5 years ago. So sorry.
she didn't make it.
She didn't-
People in Columbus, huh?
This wasn't even Columbus, suburb of Columbus, 40 minutes outside.
So,
You think you got paid
go
for it?
to that. So have you gotten your DVD signed by her?
I'm not gonna pretend that I didn't think about it, but I actually thought it might be more embarrassing. Like I didn't want to. I thought it might hurt her feelings
I
to have
feel
me
like
come
it's
into like the
insulting.
gas station where she's standing by the counter and be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
do you like this reminder of your failed dreams? Can you sign this
Oh my
for me?"
God.
Okay. I can't believe you actually saved this story until 50 episodes in.
We
Hey
gotta-
man,
something
we gotta.
special. What you want
Yeah.
me to break out something special every week?
Yeah, man. Come with bangers every week. No,
I'm old,
so,
but I don't have that many stories. And fucking
so actually just re-looking up, because you guys said a second one, we'll do a round two. I originally was going to say, but we don't have to talk about it, I actually thought the movie Pain and Gain was a ton of fun, and that's a 50%. So that was my
Definitely
pick.
decent for a Michael Bay movie. I'll give you that.
That's Michael Bay,
But
right?
my mind is blown that Kingpin is a 50% on
I
Rotten.
just watched this yesterday for the.
I love that movie. That
Time.
movie.
I think it actually holds up a little better than a lot of the Fairley Brothers movies
Are you
too. Like,
Are
got,
you
like,
are you sure that you're blown by a way that like there's no Furley movie that's been critically praised?
oh really? Are you talking
Stuck
about
on you.
Oscar
Dumb Dumber.
winner Peter Fairley's
I
Green
said
Book?
Fairly.
All right.
Uh,
Wait,
fair
you
enough.
Dumb and
never saw
Dumber.
Greg Kinnear and Matt Damon stuck on you? Are you kidding me?
Anyway,
Dude.
Kingpin, honestly, King, and I'll name others. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, a flyer of a movie. That's 50%.
That's only a 50. That's real. That is
crazy.
because that seems like critics would get it up over 50
Yeah.
because of its like kind of artsy fartsy
Yeah.
pedigree.
Older movies, Rotten Tomato
Easy stuff.
scoring is really skewed because they only like what reviews they could still find of the movie.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
So who the hell knows? A couple just because I have them up. The Rotten Tomatoes Kindergarten Cop stood out to me.
Oh, that's weird.
I can see that. I did what Brian told me to do. Take the meter. What you got?
I have Die Hard with a Vengeance, 52%.
I believe that.
That's
I
brutal.
love that
It's almost
movie.
as good as Die Hard.
I love that
Oh, it's-
movie. It's so fucking good. It's a great body. It's a great buddy cup movie. Sam Jackson almost steals that fucking thing, and I love that vengeance of the brother coming back to get a vengeance on Bruce Willis. So I really enjoy that fucking movie.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
TJ, I'm sorry to tell you, Little Monsters comes in at a 50%.
Oh,
Is it
I
on
also
there, 50?
that falls in with mine because I have two fantasy movies, both from my younger. One when I was like a little more of a young kid, and then one when I was like an early teen. Willow is a
That's on
50%
there.
movie,
Yeah.
and Dragonheart. I don't know if you guys the Sean
love
Connery voice
Dragonheart,
Dragon.
The British.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the Shaggy DA.
And also a movie that I thought was very deep. Also, the director of this movie was a sex crim. Powder.
Oh wow.
Oh,
That's
shit,
a 50%. 50%er.
I remember watching that movie as a kid and not getting it at all. I was like, what the
Yeah,
fuck
same.
is it? Why is he getting struck by lightning? Why is he so white?
I was scared to go outside after that movie. I thought I'd get
I
lightning.
I never rewatched it. I just have my vivid memories as a kid, and I think I really want to keep it as that in my head.
Don't ask
I
me.
watched it
don't
a
ask,
lot as a teen.
don't
I'm
ask
not
me
gonna
how,
lie.
but I used
And
to
as a
get
pale teen, it really spoke to me.
Well, I used to get Phenomenon and Powder mixed up. I don't know how, but they came
Wow.
It's
out
kind of the
like
same bit.
I could see that, except that one's
Yeah.
got the skinny white kid from
Oh,
Boondock Saints.
yeah.
And by white, I mean literally white.
Use Powder.
a couple. I did like strictly 50s for this, so like one I was surprised on,
Except
which is
with the beard off, I think.
yeah. Oh wait, you? Oh my bad. I'm sorry.
No.
No,
I mean,
that's-
he's the only one who picked a
Oh.
non-straight 50. I think everybody else.
Oh,
You said
oh,
just
oh,
can't
oh.
play the game.
I'm
I'm a rebel.
I'm surprised this is a 50 because I think it's a great comedy that still holds up in life with Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy.
Oh,
I just don't really see that.
watch
in
me.
50s.
Watch me kill Jay Washington on an episode of fan fiction about him telling him the movie Life is not good, and me getting that
Oh,
point.
I actually remember that.
You
actually.
won that because
Yeah.
it wasn't good. I don't think I've ever seen it.
I
to be honest with you.
fought
I
Coming
love
to
that.
America. I fought for Coming to America as a better.
Yeah, that's different.
Oh well,
Predator.
but you also Jack was Jack was gonna pick Coming to America over Life,
Wait,
no
you-
matter
No,
what.
Jack
no matter what
wasn't my
anybody
judge.
said.
My Jack wasn't my judge. Tom was my judge.
Oh, okay.
wait,
Oh.
you fought Jay Washington,
Yeah,
the star
Tom
from
judged
Egg?
it?
the star from.
Oh, Tom Bennett's probably yeah.
Whoa, that's awesome.
The other two, Mallrats, which I mean, I think that's a great fucking movie, but
yeah.
it's a 50, and Cable Guy, which is
Yes.
understandable 50. Understandable 50.
Yeah, but Cable Guy's a cult. I think it's a cult comedy. You know?
Yeah. It deserves this split because
No, it's a fun movie that.
go to wildlovemovies.com.
Dark.
I posted a review.
A fun movie that I saw was a 50 that I thought got badly deserved hate was Escape Plan.
I love Escape Plan,
Escape
actually.
Plan is a little long, but I
Watch
had a
Escape
ton of
Plan.
fun.
That's Escape Plan does sound like fun. Speaking of fun, Yusef, did you have a game you wanted to play?
I don't want to talk about Pikachu. Fuck you. I wanted to play a game. I wanted to get these guys on a dating show. I want to describe the man of their dreams or woman, woke. And you guys have to guess who I'm talking about. So I'm gonna do a brief description of said character. I only need the name of the character. We're not gonna do actor or movie. We're gonna keep it simple. TJ,
So
do
it's
you
a-
have a pen?
Yeah.
Keep track of this because I
So
forgot
this
my
is
note.
So this is the name of the character in the movie, not the actor.
Yep, I need the name of the
I think
character.
that'll be harder.
Mhm. So once I say name that character, you say your name.
Follow
I'm
the
gonna
rules.
follow the rules. I'm not gonna eliminate you like I did Joe. I'm gonna do the other game like I did to Joe, which I placed him last in the guessing round. So if you jump ship, you're not eliminated, but you're gonna get the last turn. If the other guys miss, then you get your turn. All right, guys, who's ready for the dating game?
We need some music, don't we?
All right, this man can take you on a mustache ride and impress you. What's that sound?
I also hear a sound.
I also hear a sound too.
That's the fuck.
All right, ready?
Let's edit right there, TJ. All right. This man can take you on a mustache ride and impress you with his sword skills, but he requires a partner that is not so clingy since he is preoccupied with his father's death. Name that character.
Brian.
Brian.
Inigo Montoya.
That is correct.
Oh, damn it! I was gonna go the other way. That was good.
1 point for Ryan, TJ. All right. Your next bachelor, this man can carry you above his shoulders with his strong arms, even if it might hurt your back. Some claim he was ahead of the pandemic with his own mask, making it hard for you to get that first kiss. Name that character.
TJ.
TJ.
Bane.
Yeah, baby. 1 point for TJ. His favorite character. All right. This lady will captivate you with her willful attitude and accent. Her job is pretty demanding and dangerous. So you will have to accept that side of her. Oh, and she's also pregnant. Name that woman, the character. I'll allow a repeat if only.
Joe.
Joe.
Ripley.
No.
Oh.
I'll take that repeat now.
Yeah, I'll take that repeat.
Oh, Joe.
I get it.
All right.
I know it's not Natalie Portman in Where the Heart Is.
This lady.
That is a deep, deep pull.
This.
Walmart, baby.
All right, babies. This lady will captivate you with her willful attitude and kooky accent. Her job is pretty demanding and dangerous, so you will have to accept that side of her. Oh, and she is also pregnant. Name that character.
TJ.
Yep.
Sarah Connor? I don't
No.
know how, but
Brian, you have
Job
5 seconds.
and a kooky
tough one.
accent.
5.
yeah, sorry, Sarah Connor.
4.
Tank Girl?
3, 2, 1.
Only thing I could think of was Audrey from Little Shop of Horrors.
No, it was Marge.
Oh, I didn't know it was TV.
No, Fargo, Marge.
Oh, that Marge Gunderson.
Oh.
Spooky accent. She's pregnant.
No,
Her
that's fair.
job is
Okay, yeah,
to
I
marry.
No,
get
no,
you.
no, that's
No,
a
I
good
got you.
description of Marge.
God
That's
damn
a
it.
fair description of Marge.
Someone is screaming at the computer screen. I need someone like Brian.
All right. So you get another shot of a lady. This lady goes by many different names. She has a weird daddy issue with her mentor slash baby daddy and has a lot of blood on her hands. But if you overlook all of this, she makes a great conversationalist. Name that character.
Joe.
Brian.
Ooh, that's
Ah,
tough.
boy, Joe.
That was like
I got
identical.
Joe. I got Joe.
Okay.
Harley Quinn.
No, Brian.
Beatrix Kiddo.
The Bride. That's correct.
Okay, I was gonna say the bride because I don't know her name.
I
I,
did not know her name. Her name is like a whole plot point of the second
Yeah.
movie.
I don't remember it.
That's why I said she goes by different names.
Many different names.
So the game is 2 to Brian, 1 for TJ, 0 for Joe. Don't worry, Joe. We got more people for you. All right. This man is considered somewhat of an inventor, even if his reputation and success rate is not that great. He has a doctorate, a cool car, and he's friends with a high school. Fuck. Name that character.
Joe.
Brian.
Oh, Joe Jack got in there.
Doc Brown.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Wayne Zelinsky.
That's a
Two
good one too, though, right?
Yeah,
Age
two
He
the
doesn't have a
kid
cool
knows.
car though. That's
No,
he had
that's
age
right, no
appropriate friends.
He does have a van in the second one, which is pretty
that's true. The
Yeah.
second one sucks though.
When they blew up the kid, terrible. It's all
Alright,
good when
so
they shrink the adults and they go on the toy car and it was a straight
all
to
of the sudden, this game is tight with four mystery guesses waiting on the wings. All right, this lady loves to go down to the range and shoot some arrows. She is loyal to her friends and family and has no trouble killing people and overthrowing the government. Name
Joe.
that.
Joe.
Oh, you jumped that, baby. You jumped that.
TJ.
TJ.
Katniss Everdeen.
That's
Fucking
correct.
Ginger.
I knew that. I thought I was waiting for a second. I knew that.
I probably should have been. I probably should have done the same thing and been pushed out like Joe.
It's all right.
Alright.
Fine. I don't need to win
Alright,
every game. It's cool.
2-2-1. 2-2-1 with 3 guesses left. Anybody's game. This, I need everybody to look at me. This man will light up your life with just a touch of his finger. Known to have a sweet tooth and an easy way into his heart is by sharing some candy with them. Name that character.
Joe.
Brian.
TJ.
Oh, I got Joe, baby.
E.T.
Ooh.
Well, first of all, he is a man. In the book, he's known as the man. They tell him he's a man.
Get out of here with your fucking novel.
They also call him the botanist.
He's a creature. All right. Everybody look at me
He
again.
doesn't respond to your gender norms, TJ.
This man is a little crude, rude, and always has a mood. His sense of humor and rock hard body will overlook these flaws. Sometimes red doesn't mean stop. Name that character.
Brian.
TJ.
Brian.
Raphael from the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, that's a great one actually. But no. TJ, you were second.
I can't get a repeat now because I already called in, huh?
Yeah.
Hellboy?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, wow.
So
I actually like my answer better, guys.
Because when you said blue crude, I think Raphael, that's the name of the song. Like that's what they call him in the song. The animated
So-
movie.
It's cool, but rude.
I have one left, but I don't have any more, and TJ's kind of winning right now. I don't want to tie, so
That's all right. That's fine.
TJ
TJ wins.
But-
Hey, hooray.
What's the last one for fun?
all right. This man is a slacker, plays way too many video games, and his idea of a breakfast is an ice cream cone. But if you're willing to give him a chance, he might take you out for a pint or two. Name that character.
TJ.
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 Is it
I'm gonna answer
Shaun
Tuesday.
from Shaun of the Dead?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Hey, we're an open show and all's good, but there was an awful lot of dudes on that list.
There were 4 ladies and
And there were
5.
no people of color.
And we're
Wait,
not
wait.
gonna say.
I didn't
There
hear
were 4
Shaft.
ladies. 4 ladies and 2 creatures.
You had no people of color. I didn't hear about
5
Jules
men.
Winfield, Shaft, Blade.
What's weird is all those guys
There's
are
only been
related.
3
You know all those guys
movies.
are related?
There's only been
Orlando
3
Jones.
movies with people
Alright.
of color.
Next time I'll do the Orlando Jones game. Brian,
Savannah Man.
You can talk about evolution.
Brian, how about we Pikachu this shit?
Oh my gosh. You know, I had a last week. If you guys didn't tune in, I tried to come up with a way to use the 50 theme. It worked out okay. We got Detective Pikachu, guys. That's the week, our big episode for our big anniversary. We're not watching an old favorite. We're not watching some classic that nobody's seen.
Some
We're
running
watching
gag we
fucking
have.
Detective Pikachu because it came out 50 weeks ago, and that's how the game worked that I thought would work and be a good idea, okay?
Also, no one thought TJ would win that game. 2
We were
weeks in a row, baby. What's up?
Shocked, I tell you.
Shock the world. Shock the world.
Terrible trivia. But see, that's the thing about terrible trivia. You never know how it's going to end.
I actually lost, which means I won. So yeah.
Right?
All right,
See?
Brian.
No.
Tell the people what this movie is, and we can. I mean, everybody's seen this movie before, right? Everybody were.
Yeah, I think we all kind of saw it around when it
Yeah.
came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the second watch.
When weirdly, it's maybe the best comic book or best video game movie. I mean, like
I think-
it's definitely top 5.
I wanted
That's
to argue.
wrong.
I wanted to argue against that, in that it is the best, technically the best video game, but it also has so much TV shows and movies and manga that it has so much to pull from compared to
Yeah.
other video games that is kind of unfair. But yes, I agree. It is one of the video games.
But they
This
didn't
one
pull
was
from a
a-
lot of that. They did just make it based on that Detective Pikachu game.
Yeah, this is based off of I think the game, and it's only like in Japan, but they did throw in a lot of like nods and things to like the show and like the original 150,
Yep.
to make it really nostalgic for like like around like my
Oh yeah.
between like
I'll tell you what,
mid-20
I
to
enjoy
like
the hell out of the world where animals are just replaced with Pokemon where it's appropriate. I thought that was cool. Like the Great
I
Wall,
was
they
when I
pioneered
was
that
watching
Sonic
this-
thing where they kind of just made a furry version of what you're used to seeing in the video game. It was
Yeah,
like that was real smart.
and it was
give
intertwined.
me a premise. Give me a premise, and then we.
Oh,
talk
okay.
shit.
So basically, if anybody hasn't seen it, there's a kid who is, he's never made a connection in this world where everybody connects to the Pokemon. He doesn't have one. He's estranged from his father. He's moving to the city, and he finds out his father was killed, and he gets wrapped up with his dad's Pokemon partner, was this Pikachu who can talk. He can understand Pikachu. Everybody else hears the Pika Pika. He can understand. They seek out whatever happened to his dad to try to solve the mystery. There's like a street drug that makes Pokemon crazy. There's a weird lab. There's some fun action beats. It's kind of like, I love the girl who's like the 50s noir Girl Friday
Dude, she's
character.
like-
She's
He's
the
like
best.
dead
Hamming
in
it
a
up.
movie of 1950s. Like
Yeah.
everybody else is.
They gave her
in
some
a-
great
in a-
line reads where she's really like digging into the dialogue. It's funny.
Everybody else is in an entire different movie, and she's like, "Here, kid, yeah, here."
She's like,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
come to
To
set
be
and I'm
fair,
doing this.
Ken Watanabe might be in her movie. Like he might be the police captain from her movie because he's very serious. But
It's a coming of age movie.
I mean, I don't know how much we want to spoil here. They do solve the mystery.
Spoil it.
Turns out the talking Pikachu had the spirit of his dad in it. Bill Nye was the bad guy who wanted to like merge people with their Pokemon and make it so that like sentient Pokemon. It's hard to. I'm not sure exactly what his. I know what he wanted for himself, which was to get into the body of a very powerful Pokemon, but I don't know why he was obsessed with making everyone into their Pokemon.
No clue. That was a
They
weird one.
needed-
But I
they
remember.
needed an ending.
Just so that they could have
Yeah.
a big action sequence at the end where a bunch of people were Pokemon, I guess.
Yeah.
But I remember when the trailer came out and TJ like said, "Oh, Pikachu's gonna be his dad." Like
Yeah.
instantly, I was like, "Fuck!" He called it.
Well, someone
Instantly.
like you get it throughout the trailer, and because okay, so when this movie came out, I never played Detective Pikachu. I was a huge Pokemon Red, Blue,
Yeah.
Gold,
I
even
played a little bit
Yellow.
of Stadium and
played
watched the
Blue,
cartoon, so I mean,
Stadium.
we're all-
played-
Yeah,
I played all the way up to Black and White.
yeah. I don't know.
I want to get the new one.
I like the fact that they took the original 151 and then sprinkled in just like new Pokemon that make sense for the world. They weren't just like,
Yeah.
here's
This
the
also
toaster one.
works as a straight up sequel to the one
Yeah.
the Pokemon animated Pokemon movie that came out
Yeah.
when we were
Yeah,
kids.
that's
Or
what
in
I was
the
thinking
technique
of.
the show. You can
First
actually
movie.
watch those two back to back and it works. That's kind of a cool thing.
And
I
I
was
loved, but they also did tributes to the TV show with like the Squirtles, like
Yeah.
the gang of Squirtles taking out a fire, like they were like the firemen in the TV show.
Yeah. Was like
which was
this when
very
this
cool.
came out, I was one of those people who were like when with Resident Evil, like same thing. Like when they did Resident Evil, I was like, well, they're not basing it off the game; they're basing it off some stupid idea they had worked out for the first one. I'm not sure on the rest; they're fun, but like in this one, I'm like they're not just going off like having Ash and the original people. And I'm like, that's gonna be dumb. And then I saw it, I'm like, they just completely made me shut up at this one
Yeah, it's fun.
I think
because it made
And
sense.
But I
allude that it exists in this world. Like that story exists in this world. Like you
Yeah,
could see
somewhere.
the
And they
Ash
sneak in.
story.
They knew they had to sneak in at least one or two little Poke battles to just kind of like whet your palate for what the
Yeah.
world's like outside of there. So they knew what they had to do.
the all right, so I'm gonna say what the Easter egg that I really loved, and then I want to ask a question. One of the Easter eggs that I really loved is when he's coming into the city where the Pokemon are free and there's no battling. They show like a video of a trainer fighting, and he's like dressed red, kind of like
Yeah.
symboling like the red trainer from the
Yeah.
original games, which was very awesome. But do you think like I loved it, or TJ loved it, or Joe loved it, and maybe Brian because of all that hint, wink, wink towards the world, or is it a good movie?
No, I think it's pretty good because, like I said, I have like I was almost a little too old to be into Pokemon. So like I watched the cartoon when I was getting ready for school in the morning, and like I said, I played
Yeah.
Stadium a little bit, but only
Pokemon
but
Snap.
to the point where it's like Stadium when you don't have any Pokemon to plug in from your Game Boy is basically like a rock paper scissors type game. You have like three
Yeah.
moves. You pick a fire to go against the water. You know what I mean? Like it works.
Not
It's,
two. Pokemon Stadium 2. A little more.
a little more in depth. Good.
Yeah.
I think
Glad to hear it.
well, like the nods in this one are cool, but like it's one of those things to where like I didn't the main kid who was so annoying in Jurassic World because he just
Oh yeah,
screamed
he
the whole
was
time.
terrible in the Jurassic World movie. Oof.
I think in this
I
one
felt for him.
he was pretty surprisingly good. Like
Yeah,
for
he's
being
really and he's
that
like legit makes you feel
disconnected.
feelings. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I felt
just-
for him. I was like, okay.
and any father-son relationship in a movie.
Well, I can't believe
And I
I
don't
can't-
usually buy into father son shit, and I was fine with it
Yeah.
in this one. So
I can't believe we've talked this long without talking about how much Ryan Reynolds actually worked as the voice. Like it's stunning.
incredible.
He's like
I mean,
it's funny.
You had a question, right?
I feel what?
You got a question, right?
Oh, release the DeVito cut. Hashtag release the DeVito cut.
with Danny DeVito as Pikachu,
Yeah.
but not,
Yeah.
but
In
no,
that
but
video.
don't animate Pikachu. Put Danny DeVito in a
Oh, that
Pikachu
would be-
costume.
Dude, I
And
would
then,
pay
but
so
everything
much
else is exactly the same. Like all the other Pokemon look like Pokemon,
Yeah.
but Pikachu is just Danny DeVito in a Pikachu costume.
All right, guys.
Dude, the
HBO.
animation is amazing. Pikachu looks beautiful, but I would pay so much of my hard-earned money to watch Danny DeVito just limp around behind Justice Smith, trying to be Pikachu. That would be hilarious.
Trying to climb up on his
Nice.
shoulder.
Hashtag release the DeVito cut.
Guys, I want to talk about my favorite part of this movie, and I remember sitting in the theater with my son and being like, this shit is dark, and it's when they mime. They're about to Mr. Blonde, Mr.
Yes.
Mime. I love it. I was like, at first I thought he was gonna waterboard him because he's got like the can. I was like, are they gonna waterboard him? And then he starts, and I was like, I don't know, this might be worse. They're gonna pull a burn on the dude.
Oh, but it was.
And
I
it
mean,
happens. Mr. Mime gets mime torched. Like,
I feel like they that was a hilarious moment, but like I don't. That's when the writers really elevated their like wink, wink, nudge, nudge towards the games because I didn't think like they would actually interact. Like obviously the
Yeah.
barrier is a real thing that he
Yeah.
does in the video
Like,
game,
oh, they could make a
Right, right.
wall. Yeah.
but he was like turning on the match and he was turning it off.
Yeah.
That was legit hilarious.
Oh,
I-
the Mr. Mime bit's funny. I liked the first little action sequence where the apes come to the apartment, where the little ape palms with their hand
yeah.
tails. That was a good one. I liked the action sequence when they're at the lab and it all breaks off
the
and you see the
ninja,
giant,
the ninja
the
stars.
big giant like Pokemon that are like
Paratukas or
mountains.
whatever
That's
they are.
all real
Yeah.
cool. It's got some
Um,
great visuals in it and stuff.
Yeah,
I think
I also
what's
love the. Sorry, Joe. I'm gonna say real quick the Snorlax in the middle of the street. That just made me laugh so much because in all the video games you have to get that fucking flute to wake him the fuck up because he's in the
Move
middle
him
of
out of the
the.
way so you
one
get to the
road.
next spot.
Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
I was say I think I like we were talking. I love the world more in this and everything going on. Like it's a fun movie. Like it's definitely like a lazy day. Like probably throw it on. Like not
Yeah.
all the time, but I can.
Yeah.
I think they're starting to get right between like this and Sonic is that they're not just being like, oh, a movie like this has to be Alvin and the Chipmunks. You know, it's just like we put cartoons and
Yeah.
people, but it's kind of like we're
I
really
was
just
gonna
giving
say.
it the bare of our barrel of attention for making it because the kids are just going to eat it up. Like this fully fleshed out. It's very similar to that Sonic movie. That's pretty decent.
My son
Uh,
prefers Sonic, but I actually think Detective Pikachu is quite a bit better.
I
than
I hope
Sonic.
we get more
Oh, a
Detective
million
Pikachu.
times better. Yeah. Do you think that old man was fucking his Ditto? I don't know. I had to ask this question.
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
why
no, no,
not?
no, let me ask you a question. I don't know. I'm gonna cut this out if I have to. Would you?
I would.
Okay.
The
So
Ditto? Yeah. I mean,
As an
okay.
old, I'm that old man, and that
No, no,
Ditto is so fucking hot.
not you.
No,
as
I
you.
mean you, just you.
Oh,
You.
me? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would.
If you were like,
Yeah.
hey,
Put it on my banner. 2020, Yusef.
can you be Elizabeth Hurley from Bedazzled for an hour? Or actually, probably like 10
Ooh.
minutes. But
You just gotta like make her wear sexy sunglasses the whole time, so you don't have to look in those weird eyes.
Yeah, dude. The Ditto. Yeah. Say no more. Count me in.
Glad we
did
all
you-
got
would
that out of
you-
the way. We would all
All
bang
right,
you,
so-
just in case you guys were wondering out there in Flyover Land.
Happy 50.
Oh, you want to be Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman? Great.
I have a question. If you so obviously,
I'm empowering you to be Catwoman.
Cool. Can you be Jennifer Aniston peak
Are you-
1998?
Could you be Nova from Planet of the Apes? What?
Oh, call back, baby.
Cal Welsh, what's up? So you have Bill Nye. He plays Mewtwo for a moment, but who did the voice
That's a good
voice?
question. I don't know.
Yeah, like because you had Bill Nye, he was an amazing voice. He did it. He for how bad the movie is, he did an amazing
I
job.
love how
as-
game Bill Nighy is for weird shit like this. Like you want Bill,
yeah.
he'll come in and be in your weird like sci-fi fantasy whatever. And like there were stories when this movie came out about how like he got into Pokemon lore and learned about it and liked it. And I was like,
That's
that's the most
fucking
heartwarming
awesome.
shit I've ever
Yeah.
heard.
That's so.
What was the question? Who? What voice was
I
that?
was trying to think of who the voice, like, because I'm thinking of like Silver Surfer was Lawrence Fishburne, and like, because it had a strong.
I mean, it could have been
They
him
even-
the entire time.
They
Yeah.
even used the right amount of Psyduck.
Dude, oh yes, I have a note. Psyduck
Because
is amazing in this movie. I
yeah,
love Psyduck.
like
Yeah,
clearly
very
that
funny. Well used. Agreed.
Well used. And I also like the bartender, the weird.
Yeah, whatever that thing is.
Pikachu's flirting with the whole time. Thanks, baby.
The Mewtwo voice is two different people.
Oh.
Rina Hoshino and Kotaro Watanabe.
Oh, that's cool. Maybe it's
So-
one of the ones say
Lay a couple of voices over to make it sound weird.
Probably.
Yeah.
That would be fine.
Now, the thing Joe was saying, like this movie does really well of making you kind of disconnect from seeing how cartoony the Pokemon are to the world, but it still makes 100% sense because if do you ever, has anyone ever seen like the the BuzzFeed thing where they're like, if Pokemon are real in the world today, and how fucking disgusting and scary they
Yeah.
look?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh
compared to
yeah.
what it was. So it makes sense that they
Well,
would do a
you
Goofy.
know who needs to take notes from this fucking movie and what they did here is
Howard the Duck.
Disney. Is Disney right now who's doing the live action Lion King? Like, it's hyper realistic. This shit was so boring. There was no
Yeah.
life in it. Like these
They
felt like
can't emote when you make it
Yeah.
realistic like that. They can't emote.
yeah. It was just like watching a nature documentary with people trying to match up the mouths with. But that's not this review.
Yeah, well, it's like go back to like ET. Like you got to give him human eyes so he can emote something. You're not
Yeah.
gonna give fucking creepy. You know what I mean? Third.
I mean, yeah,
third
and
concept.
the other thing that they should keep take away is like, sure, this movie is like riddled with Easter eggs and all that fun stuff, but they also have like a lot of meaning. And this is not me. I didn't like connect these dots. I just saw it on a website. In the beginning, the kid is trying to get his Cubone for the first time.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
And the history of Cubone, like the original history of Cubone, is like his mother died, and he put on her skull over his head, and like he literally just lost his mom, and he's trying to get Cubone. So there's kind of like a
And he has a
motif.
shell that somebody needs to break
Yeah.
through over
Yeah.
his.
So there's like
Fucking deep.
there's like meaning behind the
It's
shit
got
that they
layers
do.
peeled
Right.
back.
They try,
I have a question.
but the premise doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, why would he convert everybody to Pokemon? That's the only thing that I'm like.
My biggest question for this though is: do these Pokemon get like their own names? Like Pikachu is like this type of species, but they're calling him a Pikachu.
So that's
Or like
actually a great
Squirtle.
question, because what I thought was that everybody would name them what they would say because they say their names.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of Pokemons that don't say their name and they have a name. So I don't know
Yeah.
who's naming.
Yeah, that's my only.
I also
The game
used to
you're
wonder
updating.
that when I was a child.
Well, in the game you could name. In the game you could name them, like when you catch them.
Yeah, I would have.
But like I'm saying, in
When
the
you
world
catch
of
them all?
Did you catch them all? I never catched them all.
guys, that's part of the way we're gonna pick our next game because I have some cards.
Oh Jesus!
I thought that was going to be Joe's. I was going to say I thought that
Awesome.
was going to be Joe's topic when we were talking about like a 50 theme. He was like, "Oh, sweet! I'll rank my top 50 Pokemon. Let's do this."
No, you do 10, I do 10.
I have a question. It's stupid. It's probably just one of those things. So the Pikachu is supposed to be his dad's spirit, but obviously has his dad's voice. So when Ryan Reynolds comes back and they throw some gray in his hair and they're like, "Hey, you're my dad. You're obviously 25."
No, I've seen Ryan Reynolds during quarantine. They just let his hair go naturally gray.
And he just like, and he kind of just brings it down. It's like, "Hey, kid." You're just like, man, still as a Pikachu, I'd be like, "You sound just like my father." That I've. Oh, I guess he's never
We
heard
haven't
him
seen
a
his
lot.
dad in like 10 years, though.
Yeah,
I
it's
was gonna say,
only in
he's
10
seen
years.
dad a lot. So.
It's
That's the
it's
person
10
who hasn't
years.
spoken to their dad in 10 years. I don't remember his name, his voice, or his name, or think about him at all.
Also, you're going through the shock of hearing a fucking Pokemon talk. I don't think you're trying to be like, oh, that's my dad.
It's that thing of
you'd
he's
be
like,
"My dad's
you
missing,
see
sound
the
like my
whole
dad."
time, the whole movie, he's like, you really sound like somebody. Man, who is it? Just like every other scene, he's just like
And then
always,
and the girl shows up. Kid, shit, kid, that's your dad, kid. Ha ha.
I
hey,
really
yeah,
like the
see,
scene where Pikachu keeps trying to sell him gin. He's just like, hey man, like you should really buy this gin. It's high of stuff.
Maybe,
It'd be awesome if you swapped out all the coffee Pikachu drinks for gin in this movie. To be ripped.
There was,
All
a
right.
moment where there was a moment where they show the kid's grandmother, which at the time I didn't know was the grandmother, and I was like, I don't think Ryan Reynolds would have sex with you, because I thought it was the mom.
You
I was
didn't
like,
think
she's
that
really
Ryan Reynolds wanted to throw
old.
down with Grandma? That's awesome.
Yeah. I was like, she's so old. Where's
This
Janelle
movie was
Monáe?
so
Ryan Reynolds
progressive.
could do better. Come on, movie.
It's Ryan
Maybe-
Reynolds.
maybe Van Wilder, Ryan Reynolds, would just go like balls deep in that grandma.
Oh, that's
You're like,
easy.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Deadpool's got a close relationship with the black grandma too. To be fair,
That is true.
Oh, and the friend from the
What was he in?
Cubone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's in
Deadpool.
Oh, it was in
also.
Deadpool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Shit.
wonder if him and Ryan Reynolds are buddies now.
6 degrees.
Yes. Well, I'm ready for you.
Or
Sis. You are.
ratings,
Hey.
Great space. All right, I'll start. I'll go. This one, this movie surprised me so much when it first came out. I'm kind of glad I got to revisit it because I was worried that it wouldn't stand out as much as it did. So I'm going to give this a clean 7 crying Cubones over their mother. 7 crying Cubones.
Dead
Say that
Cubone
7 times
moms.
fast.
7 dead Cubone moms, guys.
I'll go next. I fully agree. It's a clean 7.
Yeah.
It really does suffer from that fucking weird third act that I just like. I really try to
It's like they
understand it.
literally had the whole idea of what was going on with Bill Nighy, and then they realized that just him himself becoming a Mewtwo wasn't like a big enough deal for this
Yeah.
whole like they needed like so they're like, I don't know, make him turn everybody into Pokemon then.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I guess he's just got a weird master plan all of a sudden.
But
Like
it's
the idea of
great.
like up until then, it's like I mean, yeah, it's inappropriate to like trap the Mewtwo and stuff, but like it's really just a sad story about a guy who's in a wheelchair and wants to walk and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
They also give up on the drug aspect of it, at some point. They're just like, it's a Mewtwo with a headpiece on. Let's go.
Yeah.
well, the
yeah,
drug,
really-
like the drug, like it makes the Pokemon like crazy, and
So
that's how you
wild.
get meld with their mind or something.
Well,
It's
Kinda like-
really
part of
similar
it.
to
It's
like
part of the
Zootopia, right?
process.
It has
It's
like a Zootopia vibe with that.
Yeah.
drug.
Yeah, it does have a lot. Yeah, it does feel a lot like Zootopia.
It's similar to like I just finished playing Spider-Man the game and like Mr. Negative, like the
Yes,
drug he was
exactly.
using. It's the same.
Spoilers!
like,
I might play that game someday.
So 7.
What about you, Joe? What are you gonna rate this bad boy?
I'm right there with you guys too. I gave it a notch above, and it's like a 7.2 Pika Pikas, but really that's a 7. It's a 7 Pika Pika.
I was gonna like even before TJ said it, I had a 7 in my mind. It's been confirmed. I feel like this movie is lucky number 7, just like the same shape of Pikachu's little tail, his little lightning bolt tail, got a 7 in it, right?
7. So 7 all around. Take away my 0.2. It's a 7 all around.
I don't know that, but point 2, give that to Mr. Mime for getting torched. I mean, I think that Mr. Mime died.
I
right?
also
the
give
miming
it.
shit is real, so anything you do to him in Mime, I think he burned to death.
He's dead. I give it a 0.2 there because I do own it because it was a Black Friday deal, and I'm like,
deal.
well, I'll get away with this. It was like $5 on Blu-ray. Great.
All right, baby. Let's do your game.
All right. So because of that, I assigned everyone a movie from that, and then I found Rotten Tomato scores that correspond with the HP of these Pokemon. Whoever guesses the HP of the Pokemon, that's the movie we will watch.
You guys are gonna lose.
You each have a Pokemon. Like I assigned a person.
Man, did you give me Magikarp?
Wait, really? Yeah.
I fucking knew it.
Because it's a red fish, right? It's a
Oh,
giant fish.
It's lazy and it doesn't do anything.
How? I have so many Pokemon. How'd you get Magikarp?
Because
All
I
right,
see
we're gonna
myself with the Magikarp.
We're gonna start with TJ, because he guessed his Pokemon.
Oh, I know.
I'm
I
gonna
know his HP actually.
I'm gonna show it to you. The HP, they're in decimals of 10. They range from 20 to 120 of what I've chosen. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the card. Just
Oh, it has his tackle. Well, it's probably the lowest one it is, so it's gonna be 20.
all right. 20. That's your answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, if you get a Gyarados, though, fuck you, bro.
Let's go with Yusuf.
Yeah.
I can see Yusuf Googling in his glasses, you guys. He's cheating.
How does Yusuf get a Hitmonlee? Because he's
Ooh,
bald?
Hitmonlee, motherfucker. Because I'm a green belt, blue tip in Taekwondo,
right.
bitch.
What's your number, baby?
What was the max?
We went up to 120. I'm just giving you a range of like between 20 and 120.
I'm gonna say 70.
Okay. And then Brian, because you picked Detective Pikachu, yours is just Pikachu.
Oh, that's a classic Pikachu.
Oh, I
Hey,
just
he
get
has-
a Pikachu.
He has a phone. Drop it down, bitch. I'm seeing your eyes.
Well, no, they're all.
Drop it.
By the way, they're all. Different.
No, I'm gonna go 60 on
Well,
Pikachu.
well, you nailed it.
Oh, because he has a fucking phone in his hand.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh yeah. Oh
My
wow.
So
phone.
it's off.
Here's what
Oh,
it was brought
wow.
All
up.
right. So
Pokemon
Wow.
tell you all the
HD.
movies.
That's what it says.
So
Wow.
Brian, we are watching American Pie, which has a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh yeah, American Pie.
TJ, your movie was Bubble Boy,
Thank
Oh,
God.
dodged a bullet.
and Yusuf, because I respect you, and it was In Bruges.
Oh,
That's yours was an 80. It went 30. It was a 30 and an 80 for yours.
It was an 80. Fuck.
So,
We could have watched In Bruges and see Brian be disappointed by a great fucking movie.
yeah. Well, I could have come back and told you guys In Bruges isn't that good.
Yeah. So we're watching American Pie.
watching American Pie. We could get Superboy Party for the next episode. Maybe bring it back just with the
90s?
boys. Yeah, we'll bring it back.
So, oh fuck, we're gonna do. Yeah, everybody's gonna do a .90s thing.
I'll bring back beers for this one.
Yeah, I want
So
to bring back a red Solo cup. Everyone
Bring
should be
back-
drinking red Solo cups.
Yeah, we all have red Solo cups.
I'm gonna bring back sticking my dick in a pie.
Stick for a moment.
So here's to 50 more. Where can the people find you, TJ?
You guys are on Flyover State of Film right now. Please check out our latest flyby conversation between Brian and Yusuf doing the 50th anniversary of Beneath the Planet of the Apes, where they're doing the entire franchise from the 60s into the 70s. Definitely check that out. And then check out all the other stuff, guys. 50 episodes plus more. So glad some of y'all are here, and just keep it going, guys. You know?
Yo.
You can find me on Twitter, Chindinger1, on here on Flyover. We have some new flybys coming out. You could also find me recently talking about Nick Cage on Uncaged, the podcast. Just look it up on your podcast app. Me and this dude talked about Trespass. I had a lot of fun on it, so you should really check that out. Just to hear me talk more about Cage, which I basically just I regurgitated every Flyover story.
Yeah, but nobody listens to our show, so nobody knows that.
Also, by the way, hashtag release the DeVito cut.
Yeah. Hashtag let Ridley Scott make a cut of Alien Covenant where the third act is tonally consistent and isn't a bunch of weird action sequences. That's that's wordy, but that's the hashtag.
Well, that's what's next. The next campaign, I guarantee you, is the Alien that what's his face was gonna make.
Oh, the Blomkamp? Nah,
yeah.
I don't think that's got enough heat.
Brian, say goodbye.
Oh yeah, I'm Brian at Hercules. You can unfollow me for a myriad of reasons. Lots of people have.
Bye, the movies. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.